Well, good morning, everyone. Once again, welcome to another live this morning. Hope you're having a great start to your day. And always fun to say hello to our dear friends. Once you get your notifications, Mike from Norland, numero uno, Brahim, number two, Andrea, Niagara Falls, the Trinity. You guys. Elaine, how are you? And Madeleine, Kippawa. And Kevin, Oshawa. Sandy, how are you? Minnesota. Another Sandy from Vancouver, Washington, 2 in a row. Nativity, good morning. Fran from Orangeville. And Lori and Ryan, Sarasota, Florida. Wendy, Markham. And Nick from our staff. And Mary, Norwich, good morning. And Patricia, Calgary. Wanda, Ridgeway. Linda, good morning. David, Ridgeway. Wow. David and Dave. Georgie, Halifax, Nova Scotia. Nancy, Gore's Landing. Shelley, Kansas. Darlene, good morning from Saskatchewan. Mara, Ottawa. Bonnie, how are you? John, Elgin, Illinois. Veronica. And Francis. Guylaine, nice to have you on. Milika from Stouffville. Maria, Ottawa. Lorraine, British Columbia. Guys, coast to coast. April, Carol, West Virginia. Oh, I want to sing. Lise, good morning. Sue, Bolton. Sharon, Kansas. Gary, rainy Bolton. You know, Northern Ontario, we got the sun. Kadijatu, how are you? Etta, Darlene, and Dave from Gilmore. Azina, Guyana. Wow. Wanda, Sherry. Oh, if I could only sing. You get Rose, Lighthouse Cove. Cheryl, good morning. Couple more, guys. And Sandra, how are you? Anne from Moncton. Karen from Kincardine. Jeanette from our staff. And let me see here. Tina, Nova Scotia. And Sue, how are you? Manitoulin Island. Henna, Mississauga. Chantal, how are you? Rose, good morning. Giovanna, how are you? Bonnie, London, good morning. Beverly, Newfoundland. Chantal, Ottawa. Rose from Peterborough. And Itty, how are you doing? And Anne, Marlene, how are you? I hate to miss anybody, guys. Judy, Newfoundland. Victoria. You just got to know how much I appreciate you guys coming on. Donna and Debbie, Comox, British Columbia. Edith, sunny Nova Scotia. David. Okay, today, guys, we're going to do a little teaching. Hi, Thea. On magnesium. Now, do you guys see this? Do you see my chart here? Okay, I'm going to move over here. And I'm going to bring this over here. You see that? Okay, and then we'll go up, and so you can see it. Okay. What are we talking about today? We're going to talk about magnesium, okay? We're going to talk about magnesium. Now, what is the little saying that I have about magnesium? The word relax, okay? Whenever you hear magnesium, in my mind, I hear the word relax. Because magnesium is really important for you to relax, okay? So, and we're going to really get into this today. Magnesium is a real natural calcium blocker. Okay? You're going to see why this is important when we get to how low levels of magnesium really affect you. Okay? Got it? Okay. So let's do this. First of all, why are we low in magnesium? Why is 60, 70% of the population, they have low levels of magnesium? Okay? Now, when you get your blood tested, there's very little magnesium in the blood. See, magnesium belongs in your tissue more than your blood. Not that there's not any. So you can measure magnesium in the blood, but that's not a good indicator because the vast majority of your magnesium is found in your tissue and not in the blood. Okay? So if you get a blood test, oh, my magnesium is normal. Nah, no. Okay? It's not a good indicator. Now, okay, let's look at some of these things here. This morning, you see a little ring. That's my light, guys. Okay? That's my light. Okay, let's just do this. Let's go back here and then. Okay? So, why are we low in magnesium? Okay? And here's 3 reasons you could be low in magnesium. Number 1, food. The soil. There's very little magnesium left in the soil. So when you get, you go to the grocery store and you buy fruits and vegetables, you have some magnesium in the eggs, meat, and cheese too, has magnesium. Fruits and vegetables has magnesium, but it doesn't have what it used to have, and that's because of the erosion in the soil. Therefore, you're just not going to get enough magnesium because of what's left in the soil. If it's not in the soil, it ain't in the plants. And even what the animals eat, they're not eating as much magnesium as they once did. Okay? Now, the second reason you could be low is drugs, medications. A lot of medications deplete your magnesium. Okay? A lot of medication deplete your magnesium. So, here's 2 big ones. PPIs, proton pump inhibitors, acid reducers. Man, millions and millions of people are taking these acid reducers because of acid reflux. And they got a bad diet. They eat too much sugar. They have way too many carbohydrates, and your body, we really went into detail yesterday, again, on the importance of your stomach acidity. Okay? Your stomach acidity. And when you're on medications to reduce acidity, guess what? You're not absorbing magnesium. Okay? PPIs and diuretics, high blood pressure medication, strips magnesium out of your body. Okay? Strips magnesium out of your body. Stress. We're so stressed today. And what is the stress mineral? Magnesium. Okay? Magnesium. So, you got it? Okay, those are the reasons. The soil, our food, doesn't have the magnesium that it used to. Okay? Medications, especially PPIs, Zantac, Tums, Rolaids, the purple pill, over the counter. It don't matter. It decreases your magnesium and stress. We live in a world of stress. And it starts at a very young age. Okay? And it starts at a very young age. Okay, so let's see what is affected by your by a lack of magnesium. Let's look at all of the areas of the body that are deeply affected by magnesium. Okay? So the first one, and the effects anxiety, but magnesium, guys, okay, so the first one, we're going to start right at the adrenals. Cortisol. Magnesium supports serotonin. Stress. And when you get really exhausted and stress, look, stress can come from different things. Stress can come from bad relationships, finances, family dynamics. That's a way of being stressed. But stress can come from the outside too, in a sense that, the environment, plastics, chemicals. Your body sees those as stressors. Okay? And what is affected the most? The adrenals. Adrenals on top of kidneys. Those things get affected the most. And we see today, like more than ever before. I mean, stress was always around. God gave you adrenals to respond to stress. You got two glands on top of your kidneys that respond to stress. But it's meant to be temporary. It's not meant to go on for a long period of time. So when you get the effects of low magnesium, you can develop anxiety and fatigue, exhaustion. I wrote about this years ago, 30 years ago. I wrote a book on chronic fatigue syndrome. And I think I was the first guy ever to talk about that being an adrenal gland exhaustion. And it was why it was happening to women more than men. Much more common in women, chronic fatigue syndrome. And I talked about hormones. But one of the hormones I talked about the most was cortisol. And cortisol being secreted over a long period of time, what it does is it literally drains the adrenal glands. And these people had a chronic fatigue. And they had anxiety coming out the wazoo. And that was the main characteristic of that. Fatigue. And of course, they had sleep. So magnesium supports the adrenals. Okay, you see that? All right, let me just make sure I got this so you can see it. Okay, magnesium supports the adrenals. Okay, you got that? Number 2, okay? 1, sleep. Of course, you go back to the adrenals again. That's a big factor. Cortisol is meant to work on a circadian rhythm. What do I mean by that? It means that your cortisol should go up in the morning. It's going to wake you up. One of the things that cortisol does is it elevates your blood sugar. Normal. Your blood sugar is going to go up in the morning because you're waking up. So cortisol has a big effect on that. And then as the day moves on, your cortisol goes down to when you get into the evening, your cortisol is down to almost nothing, or at least it should be, so that you get a proper sleep. Okay? So you get a proper sleep. And cortisol is really important in that. And when you don't have enough magnesium, you get a decrease in GABA. Okay? You get a decrease in that with low magnesium. And of course, use the word relax. See, I put relax there again. You see that? Yeah, well, you're not relaxing. When you have low magnesium, you don't relax. You don't calm down. Somebody was mentioning the other day restless legs. Well, I found Navital to be very good, but magnesium is good too. When you got the EBGBs, you want to go to sleep, but your legs don't. Relax. Okay? Relax. Now, heart. Let's talk about the heart and magnesium. You see that? Heart. What do you see there? Okay? You see, when you have low magnesium, you have low nitric oxide. What's nitric oxide? Nitric oxide is nitroglycerin. An explosion. Magnesium helps open up your blood vessels. Relax the blood vessels. More blood supply. You think that's important for your heart? You bet your boots it is. Now, let me talk. Here's where I'm going to get into calcium. You need calcium. Right? Yeah. In your bones. You need calcium in your bones, not in your blood. You need calcium in your teeth, not in your blood. You don't want calcium in your bloodstream. Magnesium is the antidote to that. Magnesium is the one that keeps your calcium down, along with vitamin K2. We'll talk about that. But magnesium's important because it's a natural, okay, look up here, natural calcium blocker. Magnesium is a natural calcium blocker. Why is that important? Because calcium, think of it, hardens. That's good in your bones. That's good in your teeth. But that's not good, guys, in your blood vessels. You don't want calcium hardening your arteries. Okay? And so, in the heart, not only nitric oxide goes down if you're low in magnesium, but your calcium goes up. And calcium in the bloodstream leads to narrowing of your blood vessels. Whenever you get too much calcium in your blood and not enough magnesium, calcium is up, inflammation is up. Because calcium doesn't belong there. Magnesium belongs there, but not calcium. And if you don't have that natural calcium blocker, you get hardening of the arteries. It's one of the ways you get hardening of the arteries. Calcium comes in because your magnesium is low, okay? And it's interesting that in your heart, you know where you have the most magnesium? In your left ventricle. And that magnesium is there to keep the calcium out of your heart. Like you, calcium, hey, get out of here. You don't belong here. Calcium is going to block your arteries. It's going to damage your heart. That's why you want to eat cheese and butter. Why do you want to eat cheese and butter? Vitamin K2. Anybody that tells you not to eat from the animal kingdom, they don't know what they are talking about. Run, Forrest, run. When you hear that. That animal foods are no good for you. Minimize them. How can that be when they got vitamin K2 and K2 is not found in the plant kingdom? How could that be? Think about it. Magnesium is important too because of in the left ventricle, it decreases inflammation. It prevents narrowing of your arteries, your carotid. Okay, that's important here. Okay, carotid arteries, you want magnesium. It'll keep them from calcifying. Again, I always use vitamin K2. The Rodney Dangerfield of vitamins, because people don't give it respect. Because again, it's only found in the animal kingdom. They don't know what to say about that. All the gurus, they don't know what to say about that because they're always talking what we've discussed in the last several sessions, your pH. They live by pH. And it's acid. You got acid foods, animal proteins. It's acid and it drives them mental. But they don't understand, or they don't want to understand, that your body has a buffering system. You have sodium bicarbonate, baking soda. It's in your blood. It will neutralize. It will make things more base. Instead of acidic, base, alkaline. It drives me crazy when I hear that stuff all the time. Doc, should I be, I hear that cancer can't grow in an alkaline environment. Well, you heard wrong in a way because your blood's always going to be alkaline. Your body is unreal. It will keep you alkaline. Okay? It has baking soda. Like it's unreal. To keep you alkaline. You're not going to be acidic. Now you can be acidic in your urine. That's a different puppy altogether. That's a different puppy altogether. And even then it's misinterpreted. Your blood is your life. And that will always be alkaline. Because your body knows how to regulate it with sodium bicarbonate. Baking soda. Now, why am I talking about that? I don't know. It just came up. Okay. So, heart. Okay. Inflammation. Calcium. Calcium is the key. And magnesium is the antidote. Okay. And smooth muscle. One of the biggest factors in heart disease and stroke is what? High blood pressure. What relaxes your blood vessels? Magnesium. Okay? Smooth muscle. Relax. Magnesium. Okay? That's why I talk about it so much. Okay. Brain. Calcium. Hardening of the arteries up in here. Now we know insulin has a big effect on that, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But magnesium. Magnesium is very important for the brain, okay? It blocks that calcium up there. And even though we know it's not the cause of Alzheimer's, amyloid plaque, it's a factor, but it's not the cause. We know that. But magnesium helps with amyloid plaque in your brain. You want magnesium. Kidneys. Okay? What does calcium do in the kidneys? Whenever there's too much calcium, you're going to have an inflammatory response. Okay, so kidneys increase calcium because of low magnesium. Increase in inflammation. Increase in stones. Now, oxalates, okay, calcium oxalates is a factor there. But you see, magnesium helps your kidneys. You need water. Avoid sugar. Okay? But magnesium's important for kidney function. So you need magnesium to block the calcium. You don't want calcium in your kidneys. You don't want calcium staying in your kidneys. Magnesium is a big factor there. Again, look at everything that magnesium affects. Okay, let's get to this. Diabetes. Low magnesium. You know what happens when you have low magnesium? You've got in your pancreas. Your pancreas has what they call beta cells. Okay? And beta cells rely on magnesium. So when you're low in magnesium, you know what happens? You secrete more insulin. You don't want that. That's a big problem in our society today. High circulating insulin. So in diabetes, beta cells increase the secretion of insulin. We already got a problem with insulin. Metabolic syndrome is high circulating insulin because we're carboholics. My name is Tony, and I'm a carboholic. And so is the 93% of the population. They're carboholics. Because they're ignorant. They've been taught you need carbs. Can't live without them. That's not true. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't have any carbs. I'm just telling you that if you never had another carb in your life, you could live very well. It's a macro, but you don't need that macro to survive. Again, am I telling you you can never have another carb? Don't go around saying Dr. Martin hates carbohydrates. No, you know what the problem is? I love them too much. Okay? And so do most people. 93% of the population have trouble with this. They don't even know they're on the Titanic, and they're already effectively a diabetic. Remember what we say at the Martin Clinic all the time? Diabetes is the last thing to happen. Not the first thing, it's the last thing. Your body will do everything it can to keep you away from diabetes. Because your body is so intelligent, it knows sugar is so toxic, it knows more than doctors do. Because doctors say, well, moderation, you know, live by moderation, you can have you know what, if you're on the Titanic, and you're not jumping into the lifeboat, you're not that smart. But you see, the world waits till you get sick. Medicine is all about, let's wait till you get sick. And then we'll give you something. Okay? You got high blood pressure? Let's give you a pill. You got diabetes? Let's give you a pill, metformin. Right? How about the root cause? It's carbs. It's sugar. That's the root cause. Why don't we get at it? Why don't we talk about it? But when you're low in magnesium, you're going to be in trouble, even with your pancreas. Remember insulin. It's your friend till it's not. It's your friend till it becomes your enemy. It's a neighbor living next door to you, and they're really helpful until they come every day knocking at the door at your house, and they start to drive you crazy. That's insulin. Insulin is a fat enhancer. Insulin just loves storing sugar as fat. And metabolically, this is one of the number one problem in the world. And magnesium has an effect on that. Okay? Magnesium has an effect on that. So you and I want to know that. Okay? And so diabetes, which can affect almost everything else here. I got written right here, bowel. Okay? And so bowel, what does magnesium help with? Peristalsis. That's the movement of your feces. Getting rid of garbage. Getting it out of your body. You want magnesium for that. Magnesium it's again working on smooth muscle. Relaxing. Making things open up so that your stool moves properly. One of the big problems in our society today is constipation. In spite of the amount of fiber that people eat. Oh, Dr. Martin, fiber, I can't live without it. That's why I need, you know how many times I heard this in my office over the years? If I don't have my all bran or oatmeal, I ain't going to go to the toilet. Yeah, maybe you're low in magnesium. You never thought of it. Okay, bowel increases peristalsis. Muscles, obviously. Okay, let's just talk about this. Stiffness. And one of the things here I got, sort of got my fingers here. Calcium deposit. One of the things that we see a lot of in our society are calcium deposits in soft tissue. Okay? Where you get spurs on your foot. Now, a lot of that is injury, shoulder, calcium deposits in the supraspinatus muscle. I used to see it all the time. Calcium deposits in the knees, in the joints, in the muscles, in soft tissue. Magnesium is very helpful for that, guys. Remember, it's a calcium blocker, natural calcium blocker. Okay, so on magnesium, what do? 2 magnesiums I like. And whenever you see the word 8, like citrate, okay? Citrate or biglycinate. Whenever you see that, what does that mean? It means calcium is already a good calcium. Okay, doughhead. Magnesium. Okay? Citrate. It's been chelated. What does that mean? It's been pre-absorbed. It's sort of more bioavailable when it's in the form of a citrate or biglycinate. Those are the 2 magnesiums I like. I love citrate. It's probably the most bioavailable of all of them. And because it relaxes the bowel, some people have trouble with citrate because it makes them have a loose stool. Okay? Most people tolerate it very, very well. And if you got any problem with constipation, I think you should take the citrate. I like biglycinate. And it's very, very bioavailable. Your body loves it. How much? Look, I like somewhere between 500 milligrams to 1,000 milligrams a day of magnesium, okay? In that area there. And again, you can go, we talked about all these things. Magnesium is good for sleep. Now, you can use a magnesium in a rub. It's magnesium oxide. Don't take oxide as a supplement. You can use it, though, as a cream to rub magnesium on your legs or whatever, okay? But again, internally, you want citrate or biglycinate, okay? And those are the two most bioavailable of all the magnesium. Around 500, you can go up to 1,000 milligrams of magnesium a day. Some people take magnesium before they go to bed at night. Helps them to sleep. We love our cortisol formula for that because of what it does to balance out cortisol. But for muscle spasm, magnesium, bowel, heart, brain, sleep, anxiety, insulin. Your body needs magnesium, guys. It's an essential mineral. Okay? Now, if you have any questions about it, send in your questions about magnesium, okay? I'll try and see if you have any questions for me. There, Rain Cloud is saying, how about taurate for my heart? Yeah, I like taurate too. I like citrate better, and I like biglycinate better. It gets better absorbed, okay? But yeah, taurate's all right. Okay. Do you take magnesium every day? Yep, I do. I take it every day. Okay? Let me see if there's any others. I'm sure there will be. Okay? Anybody got any more questions on magnesium? I should have someone, I think what I'm going to do one of these days. Will magnesium help osteoporosis? Yes, because it helps to put calcium in its place. Should I take them both? You could. I do. I take both. I take citrate and biglycinate. Some of you are saying 500 milligrams. Yeah, it's all right. 500 to 1,000. What about magnesium malate, right? Heather? Yeah, it's an 8. That means it's bioavailable. Yeah, I like it. And many of you are saying, thanks, Dr. Martin. Okay, it's the first time I've really gone to questions on the screen. Okay, I've never really done that. But like I said, I think some days we're going to do this. Thanks, Rita. She said we needed this class. Tina says, I like it. Is it okay to take one citrate in the morning and one biglycinate? Yep, you can do that. Can you take too much? The only side effect of too much magnesium is if you get diarrhea. Magnesium glycinate, biglycinate. I love magnesium, Barbara, Carol. Great information. We'll listen again and take notes. I like that. Arlene, how are you? Okay, so people enjoyed that. Okay, that's good. That's what we want, guys. And we appreciate you guys more than you know. Okay? Okay, let me know. Give me some feedback a little bit more if you can, just on whether you like the board. I know that I like writing. This is the way I learn stuff, okay, is I write things out. I'm an old-fashioned, write it out. I was the only guy that could read my writing, but I could read it. Okay. Guys, we love you, and we'll talk to you soon.